Hello and welcome to Craftiosity, the crafting kit company with monthly creations delivered right to your door. Ready to stitch something bold, retro, and super practical. This Needlepoint Sunglasses Case kit brings together vibrant colors, vintage vibes, and the calming rhythm of stitching, giving you a stylish way to store your sunnies, crochet hooks, or anything else you like to keep close at hand. Whether you're brand new to needlepoint or already a seasoned stitcher, this is a project you'll enjoy from start to finish. It's portable, relaxing, and full of charm. In your kit, you'll find your peach, smoky orange, and white cotton yarn, a tapestry needle, a metal closure, your glasses cloth, 2 plastic canvas sheets, and a design template. So, let's dive in and get making. Grab your scissors and cut 2 rectangles from the plastic canvas. Each piece should measure 43 squares wide by 74 squares high. Once you've cut one, you can use it as a template for the second. Just make sure the squares line up exactly. Now carefully trim off any raised plastic bumps around the edges. Avoid cutting into the squares themselves. We need those intact for stitching. Cut a length of pale peach yarn, about 1 to 1.5 meters long. Thread your tapestry needle. No need to tie a knot. If your yarn tangles easily, try using a slightly shorter piece next time. Turn your templates upside down. We're starting with the one that has a pale peach square in the bottom left corner. Bring your needle up through that bottom left square and leave a 2 to 3 centimeters tail at the back. Make your first stitch diagonally up and to the right. You should be going into the second square on the second row. Hold the yarn tail across the back and stitch over it to secure. Now, bring the needle back up through the second square on the first row. Make your second stitch, this time diagonally up and to the left. Continue until you've made 6 stitches in a row, then that's your first row done. For the second row, work backwards, right to left. Start in the 5th square on the second row and keep stitching diagonally as before. Once you've got 6 stitches, that row is complete. Keep stitching until you've made a full block, 6 rows by 6 stitches wide. To fasten off, flip your canvas over and run your needle under the stitches on the back. Then, snip off the excess yarn. Now, to the right of your stitched block, skip 5 squares. In the 6th square, start a new 6 by 6 stitched block in pale peach. Repeat this until you've got 4 blocks total, with 5 empty squares between each. Next, grab your smoky orange yarn and thread your needle. Now stitch 3 orange blocks between the pale peach ones, again using 6 diagonal stitches per row for 6 rows. Each row will start and end in a shared square, already stitched in another colour. Make sure your orange blocks sit neatly between the peach ones. Fasten off the yarn after each block. Time for the next row. Alternate between white and pale peach blocks. Start in the 7th row and first square on the left, right above a peach block. Stitch your white blocks directly above the pale peach ones. The edges should line up exactly, nice and neat. Now use pale peach yarn to stitch 3 more blocks between the white ones. These should sit directly above the orange blocks. Your second row is complete. Keep things tidy by flipping your canvas now and then. Trim any yarn tails that are sticking out. This keeps the inside of your case neat and snag-free. Repeat this colour block pattern for a total of 11 rows. 1 row of alternating pale peach and orange blocks, followed by a row of alternating white and pale peach blocks. Once that's done, congrats! Panel 1 is complete. Let's stitch the second panel. Use your other piece of canvas and follow the colour layout on the second template, same block size, just inverted colours. Start in the bottom left corner with orange yarn. Continue stitching row by row. Each panel should be 7 blocks wide and 11 blocks high. Leave the top strip unstitched. That's where the closure goes. Now stitch your panels together. Thread pale peach yarn and place your 2 panels with right sides facing out and unstitched tops at the top. Come through the top right square of the top panel, only to hide the yarn tail inside. Now stitch down the right-hand edge, joining both panels square by square. Don't fasten off your yarn yet. Open your case flat like a book, wrong side facing up. Place the metal closure across the top where the 2 panels meet. Line up the hinge with the join. Thread orange yarn. Bring the needle down through the square below the join, leave a tail and tuck it under. Then stitch up through the square above the join. You'll make 2 stitches in each pair of squares. Continue this double stitching all the way across the closure. Fasten off at the end. Repeat the same process on the other half of the closure using orange yarn. Start where your stitched blocks end and double stitch across to the other edge. It may help to fold your case closed as you stitch. That keeps the closure hinge in place. Fasten off your yarn once finished. Now fold your case shut, making sure your neat stitches are facing outwards. Take the small metal rod and slide it into the closure tube. Fold over the little metal lid on the closure tube. You can press it against a solid surface or use scissors. This locks the rod in and secures the closure. Rethread with pale peach yarn and stitch along the bottom of the case. Wrap the yarn over the edge as you go to cover the plastic. Now, keep stitching up the final side of the case. Once you reach the top, fasten off your yarn under the stitches and trim the excess. For the final touch, let's neaten up the top edge around the case opening. Thread orange yarn. Start in the top right square, stitching around the opening so your yarn wraps around the edge. Stitch all the way around, covering any visible plastic. Finish by tucking your yarn under the stitches and trimming off the extra. Your gorgeous gingham case is now complete. Pop in your favorite sunglasses or use it to store pens, crochet hooks, lip balm, or whatever you fancy. Now stand back, admire your work, and give yourself a big high five. You made something beautiful.